It's time for your Low Country Real Estate Market Update. It's the Brian Beatty Real Estate Show. Brian is one of the top 1% real estate agents in Charleston. Find him online at listingsincharleston.com. That's listingsincharleston.com. Or call him at 843-345-1273. Now, broadcasting from the WTMA studios, here's your host, Brian Beatty.
Hello and welcome to another edition of the Brian Beatty Real Estate Show here on the Big Talker, 1250 WTMA. I'm your host, Brian Beatty. Thanks for joining me this morning. For those of you that are just tuning in for the first time, let me give you an idea of what this show is all about. I like to talk about residential real estate and specifically housing. I like to talk about the process of buying, selling, and investing in real estate, providing you with the information you need to know so that you can become an informed consumer. And I use my experiences as somebody that's been selling real estate in Charleston for the past 12 years. I've done about 1,000 transactions to the tune of about $500 million in volume here in our market. I've been on this program for 5 years, and so I share my experiences with you to help you better understand how to approach the process of buying, selling, and investing in real estate. So if you'd like to reach out to me, let me get this out of the way really quickly. If you'd like to reach out to me, of course, we are selling real estate Monday through Sunday, in addition to doing this show. So if you'd like to reach out to me, my cell phone number is 843-345-1273. Again, that's 843-345-1273. Or you can always go to my website, listingsincharleston.com. That's listingsincharleston.com. Learn more about myself, my team, who we are, what we do, what we sell, all that fun stuff. Listen to this radio show and previous versions of it. Search the MLS, find out how much your home is worth, and a lot of really good information there. So listingsincharleston.com. So here we are. We're now a week past the scare that we had with Hurricane Florence. And, you know, what better opportunity than now to have a repeat guest on our show to talk about insurance. And his name is Andrew Muller with Mappus Insurance. So I'm going to start the first half of the show by just asking Andrew some questions and really diving deep into better understanding what you need to be doing and how you need to be approaching the process of properly insuring yourself and your home against issues like this. So, Andrew, good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Brian, and happy early birthday.
Oh, thanks, man. So, Andrew, you've been on this program, interestingly for years now, off and on, talking about insurance. And I routinely refer people to Andrew because his company does a great job, and he has a very unique approach to the way in which he analyzes the situation and provides recommendations for products and insurance based on your plans, your goals. And so the first thing I want to talk about, Andrew, is the fact that, you know, we have 69 days left of hurricane season. So I wanted to just kind of open it up to you for a little bit of time here to first just kind of tell us, you know, what do we need to be doing right now? How do we need to be approaching this process over the course of the next few months?
Certainly. So a lot of people just don't realize that hurricane season lasts a full 6 months. It's half the year. Many people, I think, put their guards down around this time of the year thinking that hurricane season is coming to a close. But hurricane season runs until the end of November. So all the way past Thanksgiving is hurricane season. So a lot of people tend to think we get one little scare and they start to, put their guards down a little bit. They start to think that, we're not going to get something else. But people, we've got 69 days left that something could happen.
What typically happens when it's announced that a hurricane is headed our way? What's it like? What's a day in the life of Andrew like when something like that is heading our way?
Oh man, our phones are going nonstop, email, texting, you name it. People are calling, asking, what's my deductible? A lot of people, unfortunately, are calling asking for flood insurance. They don't currently carry flood insurance, and they're asking, can I get flood insurance? And in some cases, the answer is yes. But then they're also asking questions, what should I do if we do have a loss? And so we're providing them with the claims department numbers for their specific insurance company, providing them with some tips, various things that they can do to prepare. But quite honestly, insurance is one thing, but we just tell people, if they say to evacuate, the safety of your family is the most important thing. You can replace your items. You can't replace a life. And so that's the biggest thing. We insure your stuff, and hopefully you're working with someone that you trust to insure your stuff, because that can always be replaced.
I don't know if this is a phrase that's specific to us and our team or not, but we've started calling it hurricane-shaming people. You go on Facebook and some people are saying they're staying, some people are saying they're going, and people always have comments, regarding whichever path you decide to take. Frankly, I've got a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old, and if we have a hurricane that's headed our way, something that was the size of Hurricane Florence, I'm out of there. I don't need to stay and weather that storm. I don't think a lot of people think about, what you're going to be doing for days without any power.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I own an insurance agency, and I left town because, again, I have a 2-year-old at home as well, and the safety of my family was the most important, but I also knew that I could serve my clients better if I had the internet, had power, working remotely, and I was in a good conditions. So that's how I prepared. And for us, we have a lot of remote employees. We have an office in Columbia as well. So we were ready for it. So if our Mount Pleasant office goes down, we can handle it. But I personally left because I knew that that's how I could serve my clients better.
Right. And so, Andrew, we were talking about something that, frankly, I was not aware of until we had that conversation. And I want you to kind of unpackage this for us and help people better understand it. You were saying that there's $1,000 in flood prep money that is provided by FEMA that's kind of built into the flood policy. And so why don't you take a few minutes and help people that are listening understand, what is that? How does that impact them?
Certainly. So built into every FEMA homeowner's flood policy, there is $1,000 of coverage, or basically free money, that you can receive for preparing your house for a flood. Now, there are a few specifics that have to take place. Number one, there has to be a mandatory evacuation. So if there's not a mandatory evacuation, this coverage does not get triggered. Number two, it has to be for flood-specific preparation. So if you board your windows up, that's not really for flooding. That's more wind-related to keep things from flying through your windows. So that's not going to be covered. But what is covered, labor is covered. So if you spend time, and then material, so purchasing maybe other plastic materials to protect around your doorways, and your labor is covered. Now, labor is covered at the federal minimum wage, which I believe is $7.25, but nonetheless, it's covered up to the maximum $1,000. No deductible applies, and no, you do not have to have sustained a loss. So this is all preparing for a loss to prevent a loss. So as long as a mandatory evacuation has to be declared, and then you start preparing your house for flood-related losses, you can then file a claim, whether you had an actual flood loss or not, for reimbursement up to $1,000. Now, you're going to have to show your receipts. You're going to have to, and one thing on the labor, it can be paying yourself and your family members. So you don't have to hire somebody out for that. It could be your own labor, your family members' labor doing the work. You just have to document it. And there's certainly, paperwork. Anytime you're dealing with the government, you're going to have to fill out paperwork. But yes, it's as simple as that, up to $1,000.
So I go and I buy bags, and I decide to fill the bags with sand at the beach. And it takes me 20 hours to bag my house, so I get to take the federal minimum wage times 20 hours and receive credit back for that in addition to the cost of the bags. And all I have to do is submit paperwork to the insurance agent that will then submit it to where?
Correct. So we'll submit it directly to the servicing company that's actually writing that policy.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's as simple as that.
I did not know that.
Yeah, and so one other thing to add to that, a lot of people complain about, I pay for this insurance and I never get to use it. So that's an opportunity for you to get to use your policy and not have actually experienced a claim. so you don't have to go through the headaches of an actual claim, but you actually get something back. So I definitely encourage you to...
Where else does that exist in the world of insurance?
See, we're such giving people.
Well, that's awesome. Well, I definitely want to continue this conversation, and I really would like to talk about deductibles, because I think there's this preconceived notion in the real estate world that, we as real estate agents are tasked with helping people save money wherever possible. And so you have all these real estate agents out there that advocate for the lowest possible premium as a perceived savings associated with buying real estate. And when we come back, I really want to better understand your approach to that specific issue. Is the lowest deductible the best deductible? So when we come back, we're going to continue our discussion with Andrew Muller of Mappus Insurance. And Andrew, for those that might not be able to stick around for the entire program, can you give us your contact information?
Certainly. So our website's the best place to reach out to us. It's mappusinsurance.com with 2 P's, where you can contact us at 763-4200. MAPPUS insurance.com. So stick around, Charleston. We'll be right back. This is the Brian Beatty Real Estate Show on the Big Talker 1250 WTMA.
Have a real estate question? Ask Brian Beatty. Send him an email, lowcountryhomesales@gmail.com. The Brian Beatty Real Estate Show is on 1250 WTMA.